No, a little more. How about these hands? Wait, put it on the stool.
I have it. I have to do this.
Give it a second. She's got to show how many people she has left here. She gets extra points.
This is awesome.
He's got it.
Have you ever seen those formidable red and blue lights flashing in your view mirror and thought to yourself, crap, am I going to get a DUI?
Yeah, maybe.
As a sometime bartender here, my name is Corinne, for those of you that don't know me, I'm actually intimately connected with the consequences of drinking and driving. I have a front row seat. Not only am I witness the legal ramifications, I've also suffered a loss as well for drinking and driving. On September 5th, 1998, Anita Christian was killed in a fatal accident involving alcohol. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. I'm fine to drive. I'm not going to get pulled over. I can do the one-eye thing. It's just statistically that's not the case. Eventually, it's going to catch up with you. No one wants to be the cause of a tragedy nor face the aftermath. So today, I'd like to talk to you about why you should not drink and drive. The two most severe consequences of drinking and driving are death and prosecution. How can you avoid these consequences? It's simple. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Today we'll explore these consequences, how they can affect you, and how you can avoid them. So let's begin with the most serious consequence, death. The highest price you could pay for drinking and driving is with your life or with the life of another person. The number of fatalities due to drinking and driving are on the rise across the globe, according to Evan Harrell, ABC News analyst. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration estimates that 40% of traffic deaths are alcohol related. They have also found that people with a VAC of 0.10 are 6 to 12 times more likely to be involved in a fatal crash or in a crash resulting in serious injury. The Florida DMV, for 2011, there have been 660 DUI fatalities. On a level more close to home, as you can see by this graph, drinking and driving from drinkinganddriving.org, DUI fatalities in Volusia County are on a steady incline. So far, I've talked about these deaths in numbers. But we have to remember that each one was a person, they had a family and friends, they had a life. Here's a small handful of people who died as a result of drinking and driving. All these pictures come from the News Journal and ABC News. The possibility of killing somebody or someone else is not the only risk. I haven't even mentioned the injuries that you can get, but you can also get prosecuted for criminal charges. Getting arrested for DUI can be damaging, affecting your freedom and your wallet. Drinking and driving.org estimates that for a routine DUI stop, the charges can be $7,000 to $20,000. Daytona Beach last year alone arrested 156 people for DUI. The Florida DMV states that the penalties for first conviction are a fine between $250 to $500, 50 hours of community service, probation, imprisonment, and a mandatory revocation of your license for at least 180 days. Just think to yourself how this will affect your day-to-day life if you get busted. If it's not a first offense, the penalties are much more severe. As I've just explained, the consequences of drinking and driving can be huge, but they're completely avoidable. Let me show you how. Preventing consequences is easy with responsible drinking habits. Know your limit, both your physical and your blood alcohol content. Your physical limit doesn't start when you're puking. Test yourself at home if you have to. Also, you can know that what your legal limit is. Here in Florida, the VAC is 0.08. I've downloaded these charts from Virginia Tech, they have simple formulas so that you can figure out exactly how much you have to drink. On average, 2 drinks in 1 hour, you're over your limit. You can get a DD. You can spend $20 on a cab. It's a lot cheaper than getting a DUI. You can get a hotel room. Crash with a friend. The solutions I've talked about are part and parcel to the do's and don'ts of drinking and driving. But as I'm about to tell you, they're much easier to implement than you think. Being preventive is better than the consequences. Friends and family will mourn your loss if they lose you to the Grim Reaper or a prison sentence for vehicular manslaughter. Establish habits with friends and taking turns with drinking and with who's going to drink and who's going to drive. Have DDs. Frequent flyer discounts are available from a lot of cab companies. I know, I've used them. I use the same cabbie, he gives me a discount. Wait until you are sober. Follow guidelines. I'm sure you can come up with other more creative ways. Several of my friends actually call AAA and have them tow themselves and their car home. Drinking and driving kills. At the very least, it has huge criminal repercussions. Drinking and driving is a choice that has simple solutions. A handful of responsible drinking habits can prevent these consequences. Please don't drink and drive. I had the loss of a loved one to teach me this lesson. I hope this presentation can be one for you. Have a safe night.
Oh, man.